Hello, and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we are covering my little flyaways. This week we're covering episode 10 of Survivor season 49. Can't wait to get into it. But before that, Riley, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I have to talk today sort of about capitalism in general and like and how evil it is. And that's all I have to say about that. Capitalism in two different lenses. Number one, betting. Number two, holiday shopping, which are kind of the same thing. Number one, what the frick? I don't know why I didn't pull this up. Kalshi. Do you know about Kalshi?
No.
Hopefully we don't get, Kalshi. If I get one more fucking Kalshi ad on my, on my YouTube, it's mostly on YouTube. This is the brand. Well, this is the logo. But it's a betting app and you bet on like anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking about betting as in like betting.
No, I think the way that this is, the way that it is it's like, you can bet on anything. Mm-hmm. It says Kalshi works like a stock market with customers trading against other customers. Unlike a casino, Kalshi doesn't win when our customers lose. Baby, this is a gambling addiction is what it is. And I don't know. Hopefully, because not allegedly. What is it? Jared Trump? Is that one of their names?
Kushner. Jared Kushner.
Jared Kushner. One of the Trumps. Don Jr. What's the other one? The boy one. Oh God, I don't know. Eric. That sounds right. One of the Trump sons is allegedly on the maybe it's Jared Kushner. I can't tell.
Jared Kushner's the stupid idiot who's working with Saudi Arabia and taking over my Sims game.
And I love that. Again, capitalism just sort of...
Which is a whole other conversation.
Right. I'm sick and tired of seeing these ads. First of all, they're AI slop. Get them off of my thing. I don't like betting. I don't like gambling. They want my money so bad. They just hired one of the Trumps who's basically, it's insider trading. Low-key, I just saw them being questioned on like 60 Minutes or CBS This Morning or something, where they were questioning, this reporter was like, so what's the point of having him on your thing? Like, what is he doing? Except like giving you guys money and giving you insider information so that he can get his money back. And they're like, well, that's not exactly what's happening. He's so smart. Bro.
Get Martha Stewart on the phone.
Sports betting is an epidemic, and
yes.
that's something that also needs to be talked about. Why are we so addicted? I just saw because all those basketball players, the Portland Trail Blazers, everybody just got like down because they're doing insider sports betting. Y'all,
and the head coaches. Do you guys not make enough money?
That's what I'm wondering.
What?
Like, which basically means you're doing it for the love of the game, which is insane. Which is insane. Girl, go to a casino or something. Or, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Leave your house.
Leave your house.
I think that's... I mean, like, I've never gambled. I'm not into all of that. I do not understand it. Hey, sorry, Queen Tiff. Well, different Queen Tiff, one of them. I see you and I support you.
Right.
But in general, I just think it is, like, the dumbest thing ever. Specifically, like, doing it from an app on your phone. I was having this conversation with my friend Maria recently, and we were talking about, like, how just disgusting betting, like sports betting and stuff is, especially like from just an app on your phone, like instead of having to physically go somewhere. And we were talking, she was like, I have to ask, I'm asking everyone that I know who's in a relationship if their significant other is into sports betting, because I think it's the dumbest thing ever. And I was like, no, I would never let Logan spend money on that. Or not let. I would not be okay with that. And she was like, yeah, one of my friends, like their boyfriend or whatever, or fiance, he is into betting and he will bet. He was like, oh, I only do like $5 at a time. $5 at a time? That adds up.
Yeah, it does add up.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't get it. and it's so scary. Tennis players post all the time. They'll post their DMs after they like lose a match, and it's everybody in there. It's all these gambling addicts in their DMs being like, kill yourself, like literally being like, you just lost me all this money, you're a terrible tennis player, you deserve to die.
Oh my god.
And they're sending this to like 18-year-old girls being like, you should never play tennis ever again, like you're terrible. Baby, why are you betting? And again, I think it was 60 Minutes did a whole thing on sports betting around the time that all that stuff with all those like coaches dropped. That was like, oh, why my brain? Oh, it was talking to a former sports betting and like gambling addict, and he now works with like young men to try to help them get out of that cycle. But he's like, you can bet on these apps, make it so you can bet on the smallest, most random. You could bet on a random challengers, for those familiar with tennis, a random challengers like Phoenix level match on a random Tuesday in March. Like the most random thing. And you can bet on the most specific, like how many balls they're going to use. Like what, like where are they going to hit it on the thing? Y'all are just spending money to spend money. Like, I don't understand.
Yes. No,
I don't want to blame the victims because obviously, I mean, I'm blaming the victims a little bit. Sorry, a little bit of victim blaming going on.
How can you be so stupid?
How can you be so dumb, bro? Like, lock in. But obviously these apps and the media is so geared towards getting people to spend money and get addicted to things. Like, obviously that's what it is. And y'all will understand that when you slow this video down and we insert subtle messaging, and that's why you guys come back to the podcast every week. But that's a conversation for a different day. That's number one. Like, capitalism is crazy. Number two, holiday shopping. I'm a little less.
The consumerism of it too. Like, I see how this goes into like the shopping of it all, and just the shopping in general. Right.
I've been meaning to talk about Kalshi for a minute because I've been having to block their ads on my YouTube because I'm so sick and tired of seeing them. I'm not going to download your stupid AI slop app. Literally.
I have no patience for people that use AI. Oh my god, I won't out them, but I will say that there is, well, I guess you don't live there anymore. In our hometown, sometimes I'm like on the local Facebook pages, and I'm not going to say the name, but there is one of them that uses AI to, like, they put up AI photos of food that they serve, but it's not their food, it's AI. Why would I go to your restaurant and purchase food from you if you don't even have actual pictures of it? You're using AI photos of food. Get out of my face.
Is it one of the restaurants downtown?
Yeah.
Just tell me the cuisine.
I'll just tell you and we'll bleep it.
Okay.
It's the...
So goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't play. Why would you do that? You're a fucking restaurant, motherfucker. Exactly. Oh, I hate... anyway. Okay, so then going on to holiday shopping, I'm on my grind. When I spend money, I want to spend money in person. I'm trying to convince people in my life to spend money in person. I know it can be more inconvenient, but think about it like this. Like, you're supporting your local economy. Even if you are supporting major corporations, at least you're supporting the people in their stores. If, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and even then I'm trying to support big businesses less and less, just because, like, I know, like, the best way to do it is to have, like, a no spend year. Like, people do that shit where they just, like, don't spend any money, and unfortunately, as much as I'd love to think I could do that, I definitely could not do that. So what can I do as an individual consumer is try to spend my money in the right places. That being said, I went to a local bookstore that is internationally, or I guess nationally recognized. Maddie might know, in the next city, the big city next to me. I went to a smaller location of that store that is near my house, and I, for some reason, this was on Sunday, I hadn't really realized that it was sort of the week before. We're actually recording this on Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. It was the week before Thanksgiving. Holiday season is probably like ramping up. And I walked into the store and I thought, oh my God, what the fuck is going on in the store right now? Like I go every month. I do my book haul. I go every month, buy my books there, supporting a local, bookstore. It's chill. Why the hell were people like, okay, this is more about the holiday shopping. The consumerism is one thing, but it's more about the etiquette of holiday shopping. Stop running around like you're a chicken with your fucking head cut off, okay? Leave that to Steven and Jawan, okay? Or Steven and, who is the other? Steven and Alex. Leave it to Steven and Alex to take care of, because you guys, it's the same store that you go all year around. Why are we running around like you have no idea what the hell you're doing? Calm down. Be calm, Berea, be calm. Like, it will be okay. You'll find what you're looking for. I'm being bumped into, walked in front of. And I think the negative thing is I was not there for holiday shopping. I was there for personal shopping, which I think makes it worse. Because I think if I was holiday shopping, maybe I'd have the same sense of urgency. But I went in, I was like, I just want to walk around. I want to see. There were a couple of books that I was looking for. I was looking for a new journal. And I was just like, okay, I know what I'm looking for, but I'm going to like walk around. People were like walking in front of me. They were bumping into me. I was like, girls, lock in. It's not that serious. Like, mind your P's and Q's. Understand your surroundings, because y'all are walking around like you're the only person who matters in this store, and that is not the case.
Yeah.
I want to look at the top 20 best-selling nonfiction books as much as the next person. You do not need to. I'm clearly standing there. You don't need to stand in front of me and crouch down. Like, you don't need to stand in front of me. Stand next to me.
Yeah.
God, or when I'm standing and looking at the books, why are you acting like I'm an inconvenience?
Don't rush me.
Don't rush me. This is a bookstore. This is where I'm supposed to be standing, motherfucker. This is where I'm supposed to be standing to look at these books. I'm not in the middle of the aisle. I'm clearly like I'm standing back. I'm looking where I need to look. Girl, don't be huffing and puffing that I'm in your way.
Right.
And I think that can just be said in general. Holiday season, somebody who's currently working retail, like, girls, you guys are acting like you've never shopped before.
You're acting like it's your first day on Earth.
That's what I'm saying. And yes, I understand it's your first time living too, but this is probably your 50th fucking Christmas season, okay? Like, take a breath and get it together. Your inconvenience is not my emergency, or whatever it is. Like, your lack of planning is not my emergency. And that's what it's about to be tomorrow on Black Friday. Y'all, I'm a Black Friday warrior. I've talked about on this podcast before. I just know everybody's problems are going to be my problems tomorrow for some reason. And I don't know why that's the fucking case. I truly don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my capitalism rant. Sorry about that. It took up some time, but
no, it's important.
I have to stand on something.
Yeah.
Maddie, how are you doing?
I am doing so good. I feel like, you know what? I'm going to jump off that because I don't really...
You said fuck being grateful. I got something to say.
No. No, I'm so grateful. I put up my Christmas tree this week, and I have a lot of people coming over for Thanksgiving, which I'm very excited about. But no, I want to talk about... You inspired me. The just like consumerism in general. Just grinds my gears in the worst way. I need people to chill on their I don't how do I even articulate this? You don't need 50 Stanleys. You don't need the newest thing every single time it comes out. You don't need, just because it's new, you don't need it. Like, your stuff that you already have is fine. Unless you are genuinely your crap does not work and you need a new one. Like, why are we doing this? It makes no sense. Like, sorry to the Labubu's, but I think it's the dumbest thing in the world.
Okay, not too much of my girl Labubu.
I hate all of this just collector's junk that no one's gonna care about. Okay, are you buying Labubus from resellers though?
No.
Who all of that sort of thing?
I only have one Labubu though.
That's different. I just get so sick of the trends and how fast everything moves, and people just constantly buying clothes, all this junk. You just don't need it, and it's so frustrating. I don't know. That's not what we need in the world right now. How about everyone just go touch grass for a second? And as we get into this holiday season, let's be thoughtful with our gifts for people. Let's not just buy random crap that they don't need or don't want. Let's actually think about it And I don't know. I'm just feeling a certain kind of way.
I did before this podcast tell Maddie I spent $550 on a new wardrobe.
But I would argue you are buying it for a specific reason. It's not like, oh,
So
this
true.
is the new trendy thing.
So
I
true.
need that. That pair of shoes is blowing up right now. I need that. Like,
So true.
it's
Yeah, I'm not a big trend person. I kind of, like, my wardrobe has kind of stayed the same. It fluctuates with time, but I'm not often buying things. I would say the most recent thing that I bought, because, like, people were really into it, were cowboy boots. And I kind of forget that I have them. I wore them out last night, and I was like, these are cute. I need to wear them more.
See, and that's different. But I see these people online who are just buying so much random stuff and like
I get
I don't know,
what
they're
you're
shilling
saying.
their Amazon lists
Right.
and blah 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 and encouraging people to buy all this stuff that they don't need and then they don't use it, or like they just get rid of all of their clothes like every few months because they have too much. Like, why are we spending our money on that?
I feel like I sound like a crazy person and like a woke leftist queen when I'm like trying to defend things, when I'm like telling my parents don't use AI. Like, I truly do think I sound like a crazy
Yes.
person. And then like the other day, my parents and my dad and my stepmom and I were at Barnes and Noble, and we went in because my stepmom was looking for like a crossword book, and we were in there and we were looking at books, and I'll buy books from Barnes & Noble if my local bookstores don't have what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I always go local bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and I never want to use Amazon. That's like a lot worst case scenario. But then we were shopping around, and my dad was like, you never shop at places like this, right, for your books? And I'm like, well, actually, this is probably
Ellen.
the better, actually, Ellen, that's not the truth. You want to be shopping at Barnes & Noble because they are going under. And because Amazon is selling, I found this out the other day, that Amazon sells books they don't make money on their books. They sell books so cheap because all they're trying to do is make it so bookstores are like lose their customer base. Amazon books, the reason why books are so cheap on Amazon is because they're not making a profit. If they do, it's very minimal profit. Their goal is not to make money back. It is to obtain the customer bases of these other bookstores. So then the customers go over to Amazon, they're buying the books there, and then they go, oh, well, since I'm on Amazon, let me get everything else that I need too.
Yes. And I will say, okay, I do have a Kindle, but it is the lowest tier on the totem pole of
Right.
like me using it. I go first library.
Oh, yes, library, of course, would probably be the preferred, but I'm a terrible person and I like spending money, so
I go library, my local bookstore. I'm so lucky. I live within a block of a bookstore. Go there, and then if they don't have it, or if sometimes it's way more expensive there. Sometimes it's way cheaper. It really depends. Then I'll go Barnes and Noble. If I really if I want to like buy the book, because sometimes if it's like a fine book from the library, then like I'm not gonna buy it. If it's a book from the library that I love and I think I'll read again, then I will purchase it. Or Outlander series, I buy that from Barnes and Noble every single month just because I want the exact same set. I do have a Kindle, but I only use it if I travel, which is like a couple times a year, because I just don't. It makes me sick that I have one and that I do actually enjoy using it. Sometimes I just crave it because I'm like, I just want to not have to like hold a book.
No, I get that.
But I don't like, I do get annoyed when like that's all people use.
Right.
So.
Anyways.
Sorry for my little rant. I'm kind of sick of people. In general, I'm sick of the internet, I guess.
But if you are looking to spend your money, make sure to subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes, or just Venmo us.
Venmo us. You can buy a Cameo.
Get us on Cameo.
Get us on Cameo. If you're looking, if you want,
support Cameo. Do more cameos for presents. I think those are the funniest. Okay, wait. Speaking of Cameo and getting into Survivor, I want to talk about Sophie Segretti's cameo. That's kind of like blown up a little bit.
I love
Maybe
it.
it hasn't blown up, but I've seen it multiple times. She like was asked to, I think, roast Rizzo or something, and she goes in on him, how he's bad at challenges, he has noodle arms, like, and she, I mean, everyone knows at this point that Rizzo's on season 50, but she even says that. She's like, after 2 seasons of Survivor, you should be stronger by now. And then my favorite part was at the end. She goes, I hope I wasn't too mean.
Girl, you'll be fine.
She even brought up Albania and him being a disappointment.
I'm letting Dua Lipa down.
Yes, after all Dua Lipa has done for the country of Albania, Rizzo comes in there and messes it up. It was cracking me up. But I love Cameo. I know we'll have to start thinking about who we want to get our cameo from.
I know. We'll have to sit down and lock in on that.
Leave a comment of who you want us to get a cameo from this
right,
season.
and what that should be your comment this episode. Who we should get it from and what we should ask them about.
Yes, I love audience suggestions. Okay, well, should we get into this episode? Also, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful for our listeners and our podcast and for Riley.
Oh, thank you. Period. Okay, let's move on.
Thanks.
No, I'm like if pulling teeth over here. Like I guess like I'm thankful for Maddie too. I guess I'm thankful for the podcast. I'd be grateful if you guys subscribed.
I'd be more grateful.
Be more grateful.
Maybe left a comment. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways.
let's go.
Okay.
You got a football game to watch soon.
I have a bit of time. Okay. Well, I'm doing the episodes. It's going to go a little bit faster.
Okay. Okay.
I'm kidding. We open on the group coming back from Tribal after voting Alex out. And Rizzo is feeling good about getting Alex out, making it out safe with his whole alliance, and keeping his idol. ... about that. Christina goes to the beach with Steven and is crying about being left out of the plan and feeling like she's going to be next on the chopping block. And he is like, hey, I hear you, but I think you're going to be okay. You have an idol. Like, let's just carry on.
Keep calm and carry on.
That's basically.
And I live by that.
I'm feeling in a silly mood right now, but also this is a tough episode for Christina emotionally, which is hard. But then we have RIZGOD, Sophie, and Savannah talking, and they decide that Steven would be the best person to go out next because he's like smart and good at challenges.
Allegedly.
After the intro song, it's early the next morning, and Jawan and Sage are checking in with each other down on the beach. Jawan talks about wanting to go look for an idol, so Sage is like, hey, please keep this sort of on the DL between us. It's going to blow up my game if you blab. But Steven told me that Christina has an idol, so there's that. And he says, no worries, my lips are sealed. She says to tell the others as well that, you know, she doesn't want this little conversation to be too sus of them just, you know, strategizing on the beach. So she says, hey, you can just go tell everyone back up there that I'm done here because I have bad gas, and it's like the bad kind.
Right. Not to be confused with the good kind of gas.
Right. And I just love that this is just who Sage is.
Right.
And that is such a valid excuse for her.
They said, no, God, it hurt.
They're like, thank God, actually, that she's
sitting over there by herself.
Yeah. Jawan then wants to check in with Steven since he didn't tell him about Christina's idol. Since Steven didn't tell Jawan about Christina's idol. And Jawan really tries to tee up Steven to share this info. And he's like, I think Christina needs to go next and all this stuff. And Steven is just like, I don't think so. And I actually don't know if she has an idol, but I will definitely keep an eye on it and let you know if anything seems fishy. Which is enough for Jawan to be like, okay, he's clearly lying to me. And
right.
So.
It doesn't have his best interest in heart.
Yes. Then Christina and Steven are on a walk, and she says that she feels like the betrayals have been personal, and she's really upset about that. She can't trust people like she once did, and she's feeling a lot of emotions about wanting to go home and her mom, And Steven comforts her and is like, I'm here for you. I really think it's me in danger, not you. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, actually. I'll play my idol on you. But this is tough. And yeah, I'm trying to like find the way to articulate how I feel about this. But I think maybe she is just feeling a lot of emotions about like home and her mom and like having a hard moment, and it's tough that like that is manifesting as feeling like personally betrayed by people. So I feel for her, but
I don't. And here's why. No, I'm kidding. I feel for her personally. I definitely understand where she's coming from, and specifically in the moment when they're at the reward challenge, like, that was really vulnerable, and I get where she's coming from. In a game sense, it's frustrating to see this happening, primarily because they just did the same thing to Soph, Rizzo, and Savannah not only 2 votes ago. 3 votes ago when they voted Nate out. And so I don't feel bad.
I think I feel empathy for her in the like her mom and wanting like feeling homesick thing, and how maybe that's contributing to these other feelings, but I don't. I just like I would be really frustrated if I had a person on the beach who was taking things personally and like taking my game moves personally when I'm in a game to win $1 million against you. Like, yes, I understand you're living with these people 24/7 and you are like building relationships with them, but at the end of the day, like, it's not personal. And I think I would be hurt if I found out that like she felt personally betrayed by me, or I think I'd just be like annoyed. I'd be like, that's so just not what's happening here.
And I feel like that is sort of the separation point here between, because I would argue this group of the Sophie, Savannah, and Rizzo feels very old school in the way that they're playing and approaching the game and their mindset towards the game, very much being, and Rizzo says this at the challenge later, like, I have a 1 in 8 chance right now of being a millionaire. I'm not giving up my spot. I've never been this close to this amount of money. I think that mentality is very much centered in what that group is doing compared to people like Christina, Steven,
who are here for like the journey of it.
The journey of it, which is understandable. And as we've seen in the new era, that is a very reasonable thing to want out of your Survivor experience.
It seems like that's what a lot of production and like Jeff wants it to be about too.
Right. And so it's understandable. And that's nothing against Christina. Obviously, she was put on the show with the producers knowing that that was sort of what she was hoping for. I mean, obviously, she's probably hoping to win $1 million in the title Soul Survivor. But if she has an amazing journey from it, she'll take that away. Rizzo does not care about the fucking journey. He wants that check in his pocket.
Yeah, and he gets upset when he doesn't perform as well as he wants. It's not about like the emotions of like his relationships with people.
So I think that's my hard thing with Christina, is that me as a Survivor viewer and a Survivor fan, borderline super fan, somebody who enjoys the show, is I want people who are out there playing. I care about your journey. I care about that personal development. I care about the experience over the season, right? But at the end of the day, this is a social strategy show, and I want to see social strategy. I want to see people doing that work. And I feel like that's something both Steven and Christina have been lacking this season. I mean, there have been other people lacking in this. But they're the only 2 left, you know?
It feels like it has been, like, from day one, like, with Steven as well, but, like, I feel like with Christina, I haven't seen her, like, get into the game of it.
Right.
It has felt very about the journey, about her relationships with people and building that, instead of like playing a game for $1 million and the title of Soul Survivor. So, yeah. Then Steven says that he wants to basically use his idol to blindside Savannah because he is most likely the target, and Christina agrees with this. And then we go to the reward challenge. Once again, hit a low in the beginning. Steven talks about how he feels like he's hitting a wall right now and needs to power through. And then Jeff asks Christina about being too tired to smile right now, and then she gets emotional talking about her mom and how she's struggling today. And one thing that Jeff said that brings me back to Amy Poehler's podcast that I think Amy did a really good job of talking to Ariana Grande, was when a person is talking about someone they love that has passed, be like, tell me about them. Mm-hmm. And you can use that to, like, in this
bridge
instance,
them a little bit.
Yes, like, having Christina talk about her mom, Jeff turns it into something to motivate her and, like, get her pumped for. And I thought Jeff did a good job of, like, turning this situation into, like, a fire in Christina for right now.
So 25 years in the biz will do to you.
Yeah. Now, let's get into this challenge.
Wait, before we get into the challenge, I have to say, just my opinion, again, on the Christina moment. It was really... I was watching it with my mom last night, and I got emotional sitting next to her because I just love my mom so much. And I could cry thinking about it. Like, I get Christina... Again, I did just, like, shit talk her a little bit and, like, her inability to play the game, but I have to say, like, that was very it was very emotionally raw and very vulnerable to do all of that, knowing you're on TV, knowing you're in front of really 7 strangers, 8 if you include Jeff, like,
well,
very emotionally vulnerable.
He's part of the family,
I guess. So I have to give her 10s there. That was a really powerful that was really powerful.
I agree. Let's get into this challenge. They are split into 2 teams of 4. One pair leaps off a platform and swims through obstacles to a buoy. Then they have to swing the buoys into these tall targets. And the winners, guess what, guys? Get a trip to the sanctuary where...
good things happen.
Yes. Where they get to enjoy a backyard barbecue with all the fixins and some cake.
A BBBQ. Wait, BYBBQ?
Backyard barbecue?
Mm-hmm. Wait. Yeah.
Cute.
BYBBQ. That's just what we colloquially call it, like the cool kids.
Right. Well, on one team we have Christina, Rizzo, Savannah, and Jawan, and on the other team, 4 S's: Sage, Sophie, Soph, and Steven. Guys, there are 8 people, and 5 of them start with S.
That's the through line this season. Our hate against the S names.
Get this. Not to jump ahead, we're gonna have 5 people out of 7 start with S. I'm really hoping that then Christina goes home, and then, well, I think we kind of know how things turn out a little bit, but Rizzo is at some point probably gonna be the only non-S name, potentially. Which is crazy. Yeah, so the blue team gets a lead for a while Rizzo sort of struggles on the balance beam portion for a bit. And then Christina also, she really powers through on this balance beam
That
part.
was insane.
She locks in. And
again, I have to give credit where credit is due. That was an insane challenge performance from Christina.
I know. At first I was kind of annoyed, or not annoyed, but I was like, I feel like you shouldn't be able to have your feet dangling in the water and still be on the beam. Right. But then when she pulled that off, I was like, actually, it's fine.
Actually, you know what? Forget I said anything.
And because of this, yellow does catch up to the buoy thing, but in the end, the blue team wins with all the S's. Back at camp first, Rizzo is bummed to have not performed as well as he wanted in the challenge, and he gets emotional about being hungry and tired and sore. And Jawan does his best to keep people's spirits going, so he goes fishing, and he catches a little fishy in the water.
I'm sorry, Rizzo, but that was so baby girl when you were sitting there, and then the single tear went down your face. Like, that was Oscar-worthy performance from you.
Would you say that was cinema?
Baby, that was cinema. That was fire.
Cinematic, yes.
Cinematic.
At the reward, they are just digging into their big old cheeseburgers and hot dogs.
Ooh. Oh, I love the sanctuary. Oh my god.
So, if this was the reward, does that mean that we're not getting Outback? These burgers.
Oh, fuck Outback. Oh, I just want a hot dog real bad. Oh,
I meant Applebee's, not Outback.
Fuck Applebee's. Oh. And that concludes my obligatory once per season Jennifer Coolidge impression. Thank you.
Just once a season.
Shh. shoot me, okay? Can a girl not have some whimsy and fun in her life?
Okay, but speaking of Applebee's, I have not been boots on the ground to confirm this, but my mom told me that they changed the chicken tenders.
I don't ever order the chicken tenders. I don't know. That would be kind of devastating for you and your journey.
I know.
It's gonna be it's gonna wait, hold on, give me a second. It's gonna be PABCT, pre Applebee's chicken tender.
Oh.
That'll be your life. That was PABTC. Wait, CT.
We'll work on it.
We'll workshop
that.
I'll get back to y'all next week.
Well, maybe if we go to Applebee's when I'm home, I'll have to call ahead and ask.
Baby, there won't be no Applebee's when you get home. There won't even be an Applebee's.
Never mind. They talk about feeling bad for... I defined right what. Stop. Don't laugh at me. They talk about feeling bad for Christina and Rizzo and how at the end of the day it's an individual game and you got to do what's best for you. And Sophie and Sage are then talking on a hammock and Sophie asks Sage about what her next plan is. Also, this is yellow Sophie, by the way. About what her next plan is. And this is where I'm just like getting confused because...
About dynamics.
I feel like, yes, it has felt from a viewer's perspective like there has not been this closeness between Sage and Yellow Sophie to like share plans like this, or like that you really weren't all that together. Like you're not in a close alliance with her. But Sage tells Sophie that they want to break up the Soph Rizzo Sav trio and take Savannah out while she's comfortable. But I guess, I don't know. Good job for Sophie for playing the middle at this point so well and like going undetected in this, because it feels like we are getting so much of her working with the trio. But then it's also interesting how, yes, she is working with the trio, and I mean, Savannah is doing a really good job at keeping Sophie comfortable, because Savannah talks multiple times about how it is a trio. And, like, obviously Sophie's not on the inside with that, but she has to know, because even Sage brings it up to Sophie of, we need to break up this trio. And if they're such a strong trio, I don't know. It's, like, interesting how Sophie, like... she feels like this is her best path forward.
I feel that the editors are also probably trying to tell us a story. Like, they're trying to make everything as concise as possible. I'll say this. I reflect on this multiple times this episode. Again, we didn't say this at the beginning. I thought this was another amazing episode in this post-merge.
Yeah.
And I think that this group of final 8, final 7, I think everybody is a great Survivor player. Well, a great Survivor character, maybe. I don't know if... Sorry, not to keep dragging Christina, I feel bad, but I wouldn't say she's a top tier Survivor player, but I do think she's a pretty not entertaining. She's an engaging character. I like her presence on the season, and I do feel like as a viewer, she's still offering me something. If it's not like social strategy, you know, like I am still getting something from her presence on the season, so I will give her that. I think everybody left on the season is engaging in some way, which is really exciting. I think at this point, even like Sophie S, Yellow Sophie, really somebody who we thought probably would have been an early merge boot, just due to the way that she was shown to us in the pre-merge, has really like come out of her shell, you know?
Yes. Oh, you go.
I was just going to say, but then specifically thinking about that dynamic, I don't know, it is interesting. Because there has sort of been back and forth, specifically with, I would say Sophie S, Sage, and Jawan have sort of been those middle people figuring out where they wanted to lie. I think even if Sophie S has had has had a stronger foundation and build with that trio, I think it's still smart to play the middle as long as possible.
Yes, I agree. In the right way, Alex.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I also agree. When I was watching the boat pull up to, I guess like the reward challenge, I was like, oh, these are all like main characters. Like I feel like these are every single person is contributing.
Has had some standout moment this season, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe that was Jeff specifically post-merge, when Jeff was like, pick it up. One of y'all, 1, 2, 3, whoever, can be on server 50. And who knows, maybe that was sort of like the push. But I also just think that the catalyst, I also think this is just an engaging group of people.
I think they would be even without that.
Yeah.
Little comment. Later, everyone is at camp, and the boys start a little boy band, and they're singing a song about being 3 boys on a bench. And I don't think this got enough of a screen time. Rizzo starts singing the campfire song from SpongeBob.
Girl, I literally, my mom and I were watching, I was working on my computer while I was watching the episode last night, and it played, and I literally, without looking up, I go, that is literally a song from SpongeBob. And my mom was like, what? And I was like, he just sang a SpongeBob song.
As if we couldn't love him more.
Right. That's our Gen Z king. That's our that's our R-I Gen Z OD. Like.
And that's and he's always said that.
He's always said that. Get him on the podcast.
Get him on the podcast. Maybe
our cameo is we ask Rizzo his like favorite brain rot moments, like his top 5 favorite brain rot like memes.
Yeah, we'll workshop that.
I didn't see you throwing any ideas out there.
Well, I don't know how expensive the Rizzo cameos are going to be, especially before 50.
I feel like after 50 is when it would be more expensive.
Yeah. But he's got...
Oh my god, the Rizzler is on Cameo. Guess how much the Rizzler's cameo is? You know who the Rizzler is?
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna guess 150.
The Rizzler is $350. RizGod is only $43.
Okay.
I can't remember what the ones we've done. Okay, sorry. This is a conversation for off the podcast. Sorry.
Then, without Steven and Christina on the beach, Rizzo pitches to the group, or they're on the beach without them in the conversation. Rizzo pitches to the rest of the group, voting Steven out. And Savannah and her trio love this. And she talks about having this shared agenda with people. And Sage nods along to this, but is actually not down with this plan, and she wants to go for Savannah. So she tells Jawan about this, and then talks to Steven about it, about wanting to go for Savannah, and he is pumped, but Steven specifically is nervous about his spot right now and how this could play out for him. And he's also not for sure that Sage will be able to get Yellow Sophie in on the plan, but Sage seems pretty confident about it. Sophie, once brought this plan, is not totally sure about it. In her confessional, she does talk about being in the middle between the 2 factions on the tribe, and how whichever way she goes tonight is going to upset people, but who cares about that when you could be going home a millionaire? And this is the energy that we are looking for. It
is. I want people who
want to win.
Yeah, who want to win.
Finally, we get to the immunity challenge, and they have to each race into this teeter tunnel. I hate that. Release some discs, balance puzzle pieces on a small plate on a stick thing over a balance beam, and then solve a puzzle. And surprise! This is a rice negotiation. I thought after last season we'd be done with this, but.
It pissed me off. I was really enjoying the episode last night, and this ruined all the momentum
he said rice
for
negotiation?
Me.
I said...
Girl, IDGAF, I don't GAF. Like, I don't GAF. I really do believe that Survivor, like, why... I don't know, man. Like, it... Okay, sorry. I was thinking about what pissed me off, and the interaction that pissed me off is them trying to negotiate. So then they offer half the bag for 2 people to sit out. Jawan offers that. Specifically. And then Jeff is like, no. And then Savannah's like, okay, you offer something then.
She's like, is this not a negotiation?
Right.
Like, where's the counter?
Jeff doesn't counter it. Jeff just says, well, it doesn't seem like you guys really want it. It seems like the will to like do it the will to play in the game is more than the will for the rice. First of all, that you're speaking generatively about all the players. Juwan very clearly is interested in the rice. Even though the first you asked Christina, you asked Rizzo, like these are people who are for sure going to play. Juwan isn't so sure. Juwan wants the rice. He is offering it, right?
Yes.
So there's clearly some sort of thing, which should be motivation enough for you to want to do the negotiation. What is the point for there to just be one offer? You don't rebuttal the offer. All you do is say no, Jeff. No.
I also thought that Juwan's offer
was
sense.
valid.
For half the bag for only one less person. Like,
yeah,
that adds up to me. And right, like
especially at the final 8.
Yes,
that's like 90% of the people sitting out of the challenge if 2 people sit out.
I was waiting for what this was gonna be. Yes, exactly. That's 25%. 25% of the people. 2 people sitting out at the final. And even like let them decide not to do it. Like go with a crazy thing that like maybe let Juwan suggest this. Jeff says yes. If Juwan can't get another person to sit out, then that's the consensus. It's not Jeff shutting down the rice negotiation.
Right. This was stupid. It was a waste of time. They shouldn't even showed it on, like, it wasted 3 minutes of my screen time. I could have got, like, I don't know, somebody kissing or something. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, get it off of my, like, it does nothing. Rizzo is right. I hate to say it, but you only have you have 7 days left in this game.
Yeah.
I'll eat rice in 7 fucking days. I'm not going to give up my shot at $1 million for safety to get to $1 million in a chance that I'm even going to see tomorrow to be able to eat the rice.
And there's going to be a reward challenge tomorrow.
Right.
Where you have a chance at winning that. And there's so few left. You might get it.
You might get it. There's a spear. Jawan caught a fish today. There's cocoa nuts. Like,
yes, you're hungry, but the stakes, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like, stop offering it, but then don't offer it and then get upset or like
when nobody
don't
takes
shut it down. Don't shut it down then. Like, let it have its moment if you're actually going to do it, which I don't think you should to begin with.
It just pisses me off. I'm like, how are you going to set this up and then not negotiate? Jeff didn't negotiate at all. He just said no. It's the rice negotiation. Because then what would have been... Okay, because there was no room for negotiation at all. Because what? The next one would have been... What? A quarter of the bag for 2 people? Why would 2 people sit out for a quarter of the bag of rice? That's not even going to feed 2 fucking people.
Yeah.
So that what the next logical step would have been that, or 2 people sit out for a full bag. That doesn't make any sense. Like that, we're reversing it. It just makes no sense. What did you want to happen from that?
I did love though, after Juwan offers his, Savannah's like, why don't you counter, Jeff? And then he doesn't. And then I couldn't hear what Juwan said.
Juwan goes, how about a quarter of a bag? And Savannah says, no,
yes,
don't stop.
She's like,
don't say anything. You're going to throw away all your power.
Yes, the power thing. And then Jeff's like, well, you already did from your first response. Did everyone get a chance to talk?
No. And who knows? Maybe everybody did. Maybe he went down the line and asked who would be willing to do it. Who knows? But this is so stupid. I better not see a lick of this fucking... I always forget about it until it happens because there's never any impact. It means nothing.
I'm really hoping this was the last of it, too. Going into 50 and 50 to 50s. Like, okay, it has never... No one ever likes this.
Sophie didn't eat for the first 10 days. How long was it? The first 7 days? Like,
a while.
Sophie went a while without literally ever eating. Like, it is possible it'll be fine. Like,
yeah.
And now at the point your stomachs have shrunk, like, you don't need that much food to begin with.
Yeah.
Us never being on Survivor. Just don't eat for 7 days. Like, it's fine.
Like, fine. Yeah.
Like, guys, can I do a quick tangent?
Yeah.
About Survivor.
Yes.
Our podcast peer friend of the pod, our mentor, Rob Sesternino, I just saw a clip from him again this morning, talking about what Survivor needs to do in the 50s. Mm-hmm. And he was really pushing he was like, there needs to be some changes. There needs to be a a fluff up of what's going on here. Like, maybe you don't need, and this is what we have talked about too. So it's really interesting. We have said these points and now he's saying them. I'm not, that order is interesting, but whatever. Is
he one of our 50 viewers? He's a subscriber.
Rob, if you're watching, let us know. Come on the pod. He was just like, we need tribe themes. Even if you don't want to do tribe themes, do 2 tribes. You guys need to switch something up because it's getting boring. Survivor is really relying on the fact that a diverse group of players will bring a diverse game every season, but it's going to get to the point where it's so formulaic. It has gotten to the point where it's so formulaic that the audience is not going to be hanging on for much longer. If it's the same format every single season, then like...
Yes, this was when he was like, season 51 is the most important season of Survivor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 51 is the most important season of Survivor and how they're going to adjust from Survivor 50.
It's so
Which is true. They better not go right back to the 40s format. No. And again, honestly, if we want to have a conversation about capitalism, let's talk about it because I'm sure that's what it comes down to. Is now that they've created this sort of like rut for themselves, they've created like...
They know how they can do it the cheapest.
The cheapest possible, most cost-effective, time-effective way.
Yeah.
Baby, sometimes art is expensive. And I hate to say that. Sometimes you just lose money on art.
But, like, you can't tell me that Survivor's not making money where they could...
Survivor is the most popular it's ever been in 25 years. Since the first 4 seasons of Survivor, the resurgence of popularity since COVID is really what's holding it standing. In a lot of its fan base, that's the shitty thing about Survivor, is the strongest part of its fan base are people who have been watching for 25 years. They know that they have an audience around them, a cult following, that will never stop watching the show as long as it's on the air. So they can get away with doing the same shit over and over again because they're always going to have those viewers.
So if we don't see changes in Survivor 51, we are done. We are boycotting.
No shade, but like something has to be done. Like they have to get the message somehow. And again, it is capitalism at the end of the day. Like they just want the money. But like I was saying, lose the money. I know that's not the most cost-effective way, but like sometimes to produce a good thing, you need to lose a little bit of money.
How much money would it even cost to have a theme?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't tell me that it's more expensive. Like, and commit to it. I love okay, we don't need to have like a whole pirate ship set that's different every single time, whatever. But if you're gonna commit to that, commit to it in the other theming.
Right.
You can't tell me that it's so much more expensive that you can't do it. Like to me, it feels like they just. I don't want to call them lazy because I don't necessarily know if that's it, but. I'm also not saying that.
Right.
And it feels lazy to not, like, follow through on a theme. And if you want a good theme, hire Riley and I, because we will go so hard on it. We want to, like, you're telling me that not a single person that is in charge at Survivor, like, doesn't want a theme?
That's what I'm saying.
How is it? It feels like the smallest thing that would make the biggest difference.
Maybe the 40s, they were just testing the waters out and seeing what would work. And I'm hoping in the 50s, I'm praying, in fact, in the 50s, that things get shaken up. Because I think the show needs it. They're going to lose that COVID boost. People are going to get bored. People have started to get bored. They're going to start losing people, and it's going to be the same old shit that they got stuck in last time. Keep it interesting. Just keep it fun. I don't know. Especially when you have Traitors right on your ass, a show that is constantly changing. The format is never the same. There's always some new twist being added that is bringing, not only is it bringing strategy, it's bringing drama, it's bringing contestants. Obviously, they have different casting pools, right? Because you have reality TV veterans versus new reality people.
Okay, but you're telling me that you can't get a season of reality TV veterans?
On Survivor? Girl, the seasons are already short enough. Like, just, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, not to go on that rant, but I'm really hoping, I'm praying, I for this show.
We were due for that rant. We haven't had it in a while. It's been a while.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, y'all.
Anyways, the challenge is fine. People at some point.
I will say that I did like the new features in the challenge. I like the new puzzle. I like the balance
beam thing.
I liked it.
Yeah, I would like to try this challenge, like me physically, because I feel like you just gotta lock in on that balance beam. Go slow with all of the pieces, or like do it in 2 trips. Like Steven had it figured out.
Right.
And did it so fast. I mean, but once again, it comes all the way down to the puzzle, and Sophie wins. Sophie
ate that puzzle.
Flies through the puzzle.
That was crazy. I was gagging gooped.
It was so impressive. She did amazing. And yeah, she wins immunity. So we get back to camp, and Sage is ready to get Savannah out since she doesn't have immunity today and she's vulnerable. Jawan is down for this and works on keeping the Savannah Alliance comfy and says that him and Sage are going along with their plan to get Steven out. Sage and Sophie are talking and getting up to date. Sage and Sophie S, by the way. I hate. Never ever cast 2 people with the same name on a season again. Like, as a podcaster, it sucks. Because I know who I'm talking about, but then I have to clarify every time.
Okay, so what if you were on a season and there was somebody named Madeline and then somebody named Maddie, but instead of D's, they were T's? And an I at the end.
I feel like you gotta do the last name then. Yeah, I think I just do last name. Then, okay, back to it. Sophie S and Sage are talking and getting up to date on the plan tonight and wanting to see about maybe getting Christina to play her idol as well to flush that. Then Sophie S decides to tell Savannah about Sage and Jawan's plan because she wants to keep Savannah around as a challenge shield for her. Which I do hear that. So, but I also feel like, I don't know, there's other ways to do it too.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm going to move on.
All right, moving on.
Sophie also tells the Savannah Alliance about Christina's idol. So they decide that Rizzo should play his idol on Savannah tonight to cancel those out. Christina then has a one-on-one with Savannah, and Savannah is point blank asking, once again, who Christina is going to vote for, and is being incredibly direct and intense. I will say, like, I'm sure Savannah knows that she's intense, but like it really is kind of off-putting when you don't have a relationship with someone really, and then all of a sudden you're like being so just like intense and direct. And Christina backs up. She's like, whoa, I don't like that.
I have to say though that like a little bit at the final 7, not to stand at 10 toes down for Savannah, but like,
no, I love it.
You're at the final 8 of Survivor, baby. You direct it like you have 7 days left in the game. Again,
yeah.
And this is not against Christina. I understand where both people are coming from, and I understand this is a very specific way Savannah is playing the game because I don't know, it just sets her up well. I think it's easier to catch people off guard, catch people in lies.
Oh, totally.
Like, it's a very smart way to approach conversation.
I love it.
But Christina, like, okay, it's a little off-putting. Even, like, Sage, like, they might say it's off-putting, but, like, you have to just be ready for the punches. At this point, you need to be ready for all... And you should understand how Savannah plays. Like, you should expect this. When you're going into a one-on-one conversation with Savannah, she's going to be direct and ask you questions. Be ready to understand how you need to communicate with her about that.
I also feel like you should try and sort of, if people are coming at you with that energy, like, meet them where they're at a bit. Because I think a response like that from Christina would signal to me if I was Savannah,
bad.
We're not working together.
No,
like, if I can't be
that's
straight
bad.
up with you, then we're not. This is never going to work together.
That was a terrible response from Christina.
It was funny, though. I will.
I know Christina stepped back. You know that GIF of Cynthia Riva going around, one of many, where she steps back and she's like, have you seen that?
Yes.
That's what Christina gave. Christina stepped back and went, whoa. Oh,
not too much. I've had to every time now hit not interested for the Madame Morrible, flip it around. Wicked Witch. My favorite is I saw someone go, Meredith Marks, flip it around. Whitney Wild Rose. Okay. Back in Survivor, Savannah talks to Jawan about his vote too, and she knows that she is for sure the target, like, after that conversation from the other group. And Savannah and Soph are then like, okay, how about instead we use Savannah's extra vote to target one of the flip-floppers and flush Christina's idol with it. Sophie asks, or no, oh my god, Soph also says in her confessional that now might be a good time to try and take Christina's idol from her using her knowledge as power advantage. But she's like, maybe I don't want to use that. I don't really know. Like, I don't want to use it wrong and then make a fool of myself doing this big thing. Sav then tells Sophie S about her extra vote and using it to get Jawan or Sage out. And she likes this idea as well. And she wouldn't be mad about getting Stephen out still. And they're really just trying to decide what to do. They have so many options.
So many ideas. Everyone's so creative.
This brings us to Tribal Council. Nate walks in with his little hat on. I love to see it. MC is looking stunning again. And I was feeling mean. I wrote, Alex is also there. But no, he looks fine too. They talk about the thrill of Tribal Council and the opportunities that lie there, but how it's also scary when you're vulnerable. Sophie makes a sports analogy, and Sage is like, I don't know anything about sports, but like the Super Bowl is the big football thing, right?
Right.
And you're like, yes. Then Rizzo talks about who to pick to target tonight, and he says something. Oh, he is so Gen Z. Instead of saying he feels like he's being bamboozled, he says bean-boozled, like the jelly bean game. He says it feels like I'm being bean-boozled. And that took me out of it for a second. I was like,
you said, wait,
no way.
What? You said, burnt rubber or black licorice. You
said, is this... Okay. Why is the mint one bad in Bean Boozled? Every time, I don't remember what the other flavor is supposed to be. It's like a blue one.
No, it's like toothpaste. That's what it is. It's
yeah, but I think it tastes good. Also, the green grass one, I'm like, this is kind of good. Is it chocolate?
How about you finish reading your notes? How about you?
Then they talk about how... Okay, wait. Actually, just speak on Bean Boozled for just one quick second. It is actually...
No, go ahead. It's your podcast. Like, go ahead.
It is crazy how accurate some of those flavors are. Have you had, like, the vomit one?
No, I haven't.
No, it's... Like, how they do that? I will never forget one time my grandpa was driving my sister and I home from the coast, and we had a Bean Boozled thing, and in the car ride, I didn't tell him what it was. I was like, you want a jelly bean? I gave him one, and I don't remember what the flavor was, but he was so upset. It was horrible.
I love that you stand on something. Like, I love that you just need to speak your mind.
Then they talk about how everything could all be a lie and what you're being told and how there may be advantages being played and all of that and how everyone hears a threat. Let's get to the vote. But before that, Christina plays her idol for Steven. And then Rizzo gets up to play his idol. And first he says, I want to tell the class something. This vote is really going to show who is with me, who's loyal, blah, blah, blah. And then he plays it for Savannah. But... it's not actually a real idol and does not count.
What's going on here?
And you know what? Production did gag us with that.
They did.
I lived for that. I love not knowing things. Like, in
well,
a fun
he
way.
still has a real idol, right?
I'm assuming. See, these are the questions that I like having.
So Rizzo has to still have his real idol, and he just did this to confuse people. So now people are like, oh, he's had a fake idol the whole time.
Yes.
So hopefully they're trying to get away from this moment with still having the real idol.
It was iconic. I really loved it. Okay. It gets spicy when the votes are being read, coming down to Jawan and Savannah. But in the end, Jawan does go home. Jawan?
Savannah fully teasing Jawan the whole time. It was insane. And this is where I'm like, okay, not to use the term mean girl, but I'm like, okay, do I kind of see it a little bit? But it's not mean girl behavior. It's just diva. Like, it's just brat behavior at the end of the day.
Savannah is so brat. And so is
Savannah's
Rizzo.
just brat.
You know what? They're actually kind of like a brat alliance.
No, they are. That alliance, that four, that Sophie's, Rizgod, and Savannah is brat. Savannah is Charlie XEX and Sage is Lord.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
Yeah, no, yeah, in the sense that.
I feel like next episode something crazy is gonna happen.
I know. Okay.
Sage is now on her own.
I know. On Jawan's way out, he first goes, raise your hand if you did it. Which was funny.
Raise your hand if you think they should suffer.
All right, moving on. And then Rizzo gives him a hug and says, you flipped on me once, I wasn't going to let you do it again, which I liked. Jawan and Sage are hugging, and she's obviously emotional about losing her number one. And Jawan is all love, though. And it's just like, dang, you got me. And then in true Jawan fashion, on his way out, he accidentally grabs Rizzo's torch. Mm-hmm. And this man is just allergic to his own belongings.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most classic Jawan thing that could have possibly happened. And that wraps it up.
Not to make everything about race, like I always do.
Okay, but that jury is crazy.
Why have 4 black people been voted out back to back to back to back?
In a row.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation that needs to be had.
No.
Well, yes. That's really interesting. Christina better watch out. I don't know. Like, the way that this is going, like, this is kind of insane. And I remember everybody was so excited. They're like, wow, all 5 black people that started the season have made it to the merge. This is historic. Just for them to go back to back to back to back.
It's actually, like, insane how this has happened.
We talked about this last episode, and Sage and Jawan blew their lead so bad.
I'm a bit surprised that they didn't get Sage out, to be honest.
I would have done Sage over Jawan, but I think it's because Jawan was a little bit more shifty this episode, specifically. Yeah. I think Sage has been better about covering up her tracks, where Jawan has been a little less...
a little too confident.
Yes. Where I think Sage has been more careful on when she does things, who she says things to. Mm-hmm. Maybe minus, like, Yellow Sophie, but... I'll be interested to see what happens next, because now it was really smart for the 4 of them to get out. Either Sage or Jawan was the smart thing to do. Yeah. Because Christina and Steven have no power. They can't do anything. And so now it's a 4-3 split going into the final 7. And they started out, it was like a 11, it was 3 against 8.
It was crazy.
Like, they've really... The core trio of Soph, Savannah, and Rizzo have really pulled it together. It's kind of an insane turnaround.
Yes. And that wraps up this episode. It should be an interesting... An interesting end game. I'm so excited for it.
This end game's going to be really excited. I don't know if I've been looking forward. I think sometimes these finals... on paper, you'd think that the final 7, final 6, final 5 are the most exciting episodes, because it's really, like, balls to the wall. Like, you have to do it. Like, this is the time to do shit. And I feel like so often in the most recent seasons... Not most recent, but within the 40s, oftentimes we see things sort of, like... Yeah. Fizzle out sometimes. Yeah. I think last season was just such a... season 48 was such a, like... Yeah. Mood killer, you know? Yeah. Especially because we come from 47, and now it's like... But we'll see.
Anyways, be sure to, in the meantime, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod. Like, subscribe, comment who you want to see us get a cameo from and what we should ask them from this season. And we'll see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving. It won't be Thanksgiving when you see this, but if it's Black Friday, make sure you go and harass some retail employees.
And that's what I've always said. Goodbye, smooches. I can't wait to see how this turns out.